Hi there, everybody. It's me, your friend. And look what I have today. Look. See this? Sesame Street! Sesame Street! Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? That's right, this is a Sesame Street on ice. It's Holiday on Ice. Sesame Street on Ice pennant. That's right, because when I was growing up, back when I was about 4 years old, we went to see this. We went to see Holiday on Ice when they had Sesame Street characters there. They did, they really did. So it was about, let's see, I guess it was about 1977 when they had this. They came to Cincinnati. This whole Sesame Street, the Sesame Street kick-ass crew came to Cincinnati. They had something called Holiday on Ice, and I got this souvenir pennant there. See, and I used to be afraid of this pennant. But look, see, look who it has. It's got all the Sesame Street characters. It's got Big Bad. It has Cookie Monster. It has Bert and Booty and Grover. And, of course, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Hey, bird. Yeah, that guy, Snuffy. And, of course, this is the part that really scared me. Oscar the Grouch. Look at that big scary scowl that Oscar the Grouch has. And recently, this pennant was in storage for like well over 20 years. This pennant was in storage. And just a few days ago, I got it out. It was at my mom's house. She was storing it. She was storing this pennant for me that I got when I was about 4 years old. And just a few days ago, I got it out because it's Sesame Street related. And it has Oscar the Grouch. And look at that scary scowl that Oscar the Grouch has. Oscar, see? Look at him. He's going like this. And I was actually... I loved Oscar the Grouch. He was my favorite Sesame Street character. But I used to be scared of this pennant because of that drawing of him. Because he was so scary looking. So you know what I used to do? I used to do what I call mortgaging this pennant. I used to mortgage it. Here's what I mean by that. Here's what I mean when I say mortgaging this pennant. Now, see, we would tape it on the wall. It was on the wall above my bed in my bedroom back when I was about 4. And it was on the wall like so. See, we would have it taped on the wall. I'm using the TV set for this because I don't want to ruin the walls. So, see, so the pennant was on the wall like that. And Oscar the Grouch would scare me, so I would mortgage it by doing this. I would hold it so, I would tape it up so it was perpendicular. I would go like this so it was perpendicular to the wall. See, you used to be able to do this with this thing. This is what I would do. I would have it perpendicular to the wall, like this. And see, like that, just like that. That's what I would do. It would be perpendicular to the wall, so I didn't have to see Oscar the Grouch's. Scary scowl. So that's what I did. It was perpendicular to the wall like that, and I would call it mortgaging the Sesame Street pennant. I called it that. I mortgaged the Sesame Street pennant. And the reason I called it that is because in the board game, Easy Money. Remember Easy Money? You would buy houses and hotels. It was a board game. There was a board game called Easy Money. It was sort of like Monopoly. I mean, basically, it was practically a ripoff of Monopoly. And you would mortgage your houses and hotels. Oops, just fell down. But anyway, you could mortgage your houses and hotels by flipping them up on their side like that. See? You would go whoop, and you would flip them up on their side. So I would say I mortgaged the pennant. That's really not what mortgage means. So that's that's the story of my Sesame Street pennant that used to be really scary. And the thing about it is, another thing about it is, I got an idea for like a ridiculous storyline involving Bert and Ernie and Oscar the Grouch on Sesame Street. How I came up with this story. It's kind of like a tasteless fanfic or something, where Ernie went out and bought a portrait of Oscar the Grouch, and well, the thing in this story, Bert was afraid of Oscar, so Ernie went out and bought a portrait of Oscar and hung it above Bert's bed to try to scare him at night. And it was kind of a scowl like that. It was Oscar scowling like in that pennant, and and Bert would sit there. And Bert couldn't get to sleep because he had Oscar's picture hanging above his bed every night. Oh, I'm gonna hang this up above your bed, Bert. And but I came up with that storyline when I was probably about 10. I came up with all sorts of sick storylines about Sesame Street when I was about 10. And so that was the storyline. And finally Bert said, oh, and Ernie kept teasing about it, because Ernie kept saying, oh, Bert, Oscar the Grouch. Oscar doesn't even have any teeth. How can he hurt you, Bert? Because Bert was afraid of being bitten by Oscar, even though Oscar doesn't even have any teeth. That's right, he doesn't. But he was cool. So that's the story of the Sesame Street on Ice pennant that I mortgaged.